And a good day, everybody. My name is Jewel, and this is J7409 Weather. Thank you so much for clicking play and checking out the weather with me today. So far, so good. We've got a beautiful day on tap, looking like, for the most part, along the Outer Banks and the Inner Banks in North Carolina. This is down at Rodanthe, North Carolina this morning. We should have some clouds roll in, but for the most part, it should be a wonderful day. Much better than for a lot of places. Rain, and severe thunderstorms, folks, is coming up. We have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms over the northern mid-Atlantic into New England today, and we've got a chance of maybe some really severe weather up north. I got to tell you about it, with a chance of tornadoes. We have this slight risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of the southern plains and the central high plains also, and a slight risk of excessive rainfall over parts of the central and western Gulf Coast and Oklahoma. So, with all of that going on, wanted to share a little bit of scenery with you guys this morning. Relax, chill out. So far as the potential of Arthur, we'll go over that briefly, but I'll have a complete forecast for that coming up this afternoon. So let's get on with it as we see the sun is up, shining down on the water. Hope it puts everybody in a good mood. We're going to check out the European model this morning for our weather and general forecast for the next couple of days. As you can see, here's the system right down here around the Bahamas this morning at 8 a.m. We have a big high pressure here. It's keeping it pushed down some. But I think Arthur may go off land a little bit further. Maybe not. But what's going to save us? We're going to have a cold front coming in. When I say a cold front, I don't mean it's going to get down like it has been, folks. But everybody up and down the East Coast here, from North Carolina, Virginia, all the way down to Florida, on the coastlines, we should see high 70s, maybe lower 80s today. But next week, we should have a couple of days of just highs in the 70s. And that's a cold front that's going to be coming in, and that is going to help keep Arthur out and about. So let's just turn it on, let it roll. You see the time stamp. Now we got a quasi-stationary front over the southern plains. It's connected to a front over the Great Lakes and Northeast. Now that's going to move southward across the Ohio Valley to the Atlantic, and that will begin to return northward as a warm front over the western Ohio Valley by Sunday. Now, moisture from the western Gulf of Mexico, it's going to stream northward east of this quasi-stationary front over the southern plains through Sunday. And it's looking like there is that risk of severe thunderstorms and excessive rain in that area, along with some large hail, damaged thunderstorms. Winds are going to be with it, and that's going to be some of the main hazards with severe thunderstorms. The associated heavy rain could produce scattered, mainly localized flash flooding over parts of the western, central Gulf Coast, and Oklahoma. In addition to all of that, showers and thunderstorms should develop along and ahead of the southward moving front over the Great Lakes into parts of the Ohio Valley into the northeast. Now, low pressure over the Great Lakes is going to move into the northeast by this evening, and that's when we're going to have that severe of risk of thunderstorms, maybe even a tornado with hail and damaging winds. So we've got to look out for that. We have an upper level energy over the Pacific Northwest. It's going to move to the North Plains by Saturday morning, and this system will produce rain, and highest elevation areas will see snow over parts of the northern Rockies and to parts of the northern central high plains through tomorrow morning. Rain should move into the northern central plains and the upper middle Mississippi Valley by tomorrow, and then it should move into parts of the Great Lakes by Sunday morning. Additionally, of course, a front moving on shore over the Pacific Northwest overnight, and all day long today. It's going to move. It's going to try to move inland, but it will be mainly over parts of the Pacific Northwest into Northern California by Sunday, and then this system will produce rain over the area by Saturday into Sunday morning. And so that's what it's looking like in general. Let's go check out the severe weather that may occur today. Here we go, severe weather. My goodness, we can see it is very enhanced up to a number 3 over northern Pennsylvania, parts of New York, parts of Massachusetts, Vermont, Rhode Island. Right in this orange area, beware, folks. There is this chance of severe thunderstorms over portions of the central and southern plains in the northeastern states, and severe thunderstorms looking like more than likely across portions of the northeast states this afternoon. Severe thunderstorms are expected across the southern plains, while isolated strong and severe thunderstorms are possible across portions of the central high plains. Now, in the northeastern states, right up in these areas, pay attention. It looks like we're going to have developing storms from the southern influence of a short wave and its surface shear. It's more adequate for possible supercells in these areas, though a mixed storm mode is the most likely scenario. Now, with these storms, damaging winds, hail, and a few tornadoes can be expected with severe thunderstorm clusters that's looking like they're going to spread from west to east across New York towards southern New England by early this evening. Now, when we move to the southern plains, we got a cool pool density. It's going to dictate to the northern extent of potentially more significant daytime convection across the southern plains, and it should be producing some hail, wind, and all of this afternoon convection is when it should happen. When we move over to the central plains, it's looking like strong heating west of the wind shift should aid partial buoyancy and strengthening wind fields, and it's looking like some isolated supercells will be the primary storm mode in the central plains. However, though, hail and wind are going to be the main threats. Now, when I say there is a chance of tornadoes, this is the greatest chance at 5% right in here. Texas, you're going to get rain, and maybe some supercells pop up, but I think it's just going to be mostly rain for you guys. This is the area today for the chance of tornadoes at 5%. Now, when it comes to the wind, I told you, Texas, yes, you're going to get some gusty winds in these storms as they march across your state. 15% chance goes up into Oklahoma, a little bit of Missouri and Arkansas right in these areas, and over here in Nebraska and Colorado. As this stuff marches across, of course, it's going to come across Kansas. But the wind, look at this, 30% chance up in these areas in western Massachusetts, southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and northern Pennsylvania, and a majority from west to east up here in New York. So be aware of this. And the chance of hail. You got a 15% chance up here all over Texas, but during these severe storms, looking like hail's really going to be the biggest threat in Texas and in a little corner here of Oklahoma where it should be the largest. So with all of that said and done, let's go check out and see what the tropical system looks like. As you can see, this is from last evening at 8 p.m. Here we have it right here on the 5-day outlook. Regardless of development, looking like this disturbance will continue to bring heavy rainfall to portions of the Florida Keys, southeast Florida, and the Bahamas through Saturday, tomorrow. Tropical storm force wind gusts are possible across portions of the Florida Keys, southeast Florida, and the Bahamas during the next day or two. Now, hazardous marine conditions are expected along the Florida coast and in the Bahamas, where we are going to be having some gale warnings. They're already in effect, and it's looking like an Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate this system today if necessary. 2 days, 70%, 5 days, 80%. I think it will form, but like I say, we've got a cold front that's going to be coming in. And as you can tell, this little arrow doesn't curve as much as it did, looking like it's going to go out. And I will have a complete forecast of this afternoon. For everyone that's having great weather today, enjoy it, my friends. We haven't seen great weather for a while, so enjoy your great weather while you have it. In the meantime, have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. Thanks so much for everything you do for me, and may each and every one of you have much peace, love, and kindness come your way. Thanks for watching.